Well, the finals are done, school's out, summer's here, and today's review was going to be about an anime called Kaze no Stigma, or Stigma of the Wind. However, I cancelled that review because I was not really happy with how the script was turning out. Want my opinion on it? It's good, I recommend it. Now today's real review is a show called Genshiken. Genshiken is an anime about the misadventures of an anime/manga club, and when I first saw this, I thought it would be some kind of drama, but after reading the description, I thought it would be a comedy. And before I continue on with telling you about the rest of the show, I just want to say the show has offered me something that I never saw coming. Satire. Let me guess, how is it satire? It's a satire off anime in general, the fandom, cosplaying, and surprisingly, hentai. Now, characters. Our characters include Kosuka, Sasahara, Tanara, Gono, Madarame, Peter Griffin, Saki, and the scariest character in the series, the chairman. I'm serious, this guy is the creepiest character ever. His eyes are hollow black, he speaks in a creepy tone, and to top things all off, he teleports! I can't really go much deep within the plot because this show is truly a slice of life show. Although there is a story plot with Saki trying to ruin Genshiken and get Kosuka to be with her. Also, speaking of Saki, she's pretty much a character you will hate. She hates otakus, and since she found out Kosuka is an otaku in the first episode, she doesn't approve of his daily activities. The only time Saki is not a jerk is when she is fighting with the student council, because sometimes the show tries to remind us that Saki is not the mean one. This bothers me because as the show tries to do that, the student council doesn't appear in most episodes. Going back to the rest of the characters, besides Saki, in which I wrote an entire paragraph about her, they're somewhat a person we met somehow or somewhere, as if they're trying to mock stereotypes or create stereotypes of the anime fandom. For an example, Sasahara is a newcomer, and you know how newcomers are to anime. Madarame is an all-out otaku. Peter Griffin is a fat, smart, yet friendly guy, no offense to all you fluffy people out there. Tanara is also like the fat guy, but not fat, and he is also an expert in creating cosplay costumes. Ono is the cosplay of the group, you know, the ones that can cosplay, and Kosuka is just one of the nice guys who is nice to everyone. In case you're wondering what the chairman is, he is just there to scar you for life. The characters are very likable, and I can relate to two of the characters. We also have a narrator, but he rarely shows up in any episodes. He only shows up for like a couple episodes. It's like he got sick during most of the recording sessions and finally quit or died. Okay, that last part was sad. Now, enough about characters. Let's talk about the rest of the show. One thing I'd like to note about Genshiken is that its proper title should have been called Product Placement, the animated series. From as far as I can remember, there is a lot of product placement. I'll tell you that because I think I remember seeing the Star Trek symbol in the intro. One thing I noticed around 3 episodes of the show is that the theme song almost sounds like a cover of High of 75 by Reliant K. Speaking of music, the only music that is not ambient which appears in the show from as far as I can remember includes the intro, the title card music, the outro music, except in the last episode, but my memory isn't really that clear. Speaking of which, the outro music is really depressing, especially around the last episode. Some problems I have with the show is the way some of the characters' faces are drawn. I know it's supposed to be comedic, but some of the characters' faces look too cartoony. This really bothers me as it goes for a realistic approach of life. Another thing I have to criticize is the incorrect use of the anime stereotypical tooth thing. I don't understand the vampire tooth thing, and when I looked it up on the web, it said it's supposed to make characters look cute, but in this case it doesn't, and especially since it's on a male, because according to the web, it's mostly used on females. This begs the question as to whether this person is even a human being, and I just don't like the overall stereotype tooth thingy. The voice acting is good, except for the fat guys. Overall, Genshiken is a great anime. It's funny, original, and unique. I highly recommend Genshiken, and sooner or later I will start on its successor, Genshiken 2. It's not going to be next, but expect it sometime.
Welcome to paradise.